This is the Blue Water Outlook weekly weather briefing. Happy Easter. In many parts of the country, it's pretty nice weather, so I hope you're enjoying your Easter day. We do have a pretty active weather system to impact our area this week with a wide variety of weather impacts like we typically get in spring. So let's get started with today's weekly weather briefing. Now let's look at last week and what stands out last week. These are all the action spots. Take a look at all those blue dots. Northeast U.S. and the upper Midwest. This was very heavy snow. And if we take a look at the precipitation last week, how much we had a lot of heavy rain, produced flooding in Southern California and along the West Coast. This was all in the form of, not all, but a lot of it was in the form of snow. And then we had a system that moved up the East Coast and that produced a lot of rain as well. So speaking of snow, this is what we have on the ground. This is what fell last week, where the heavy snow fell. In the Northeast U.S., a lot of snow. And in the North Central U.S., especially Minnesota, parts of surrounding states, over a foot of snow. Those areas really did feel like winter over the last week. So where is the snow right now? Well, here's where snow is still on the ground. Higher elevations of the west, North Dakota, Minnesota, smaller parts of Wisconsin, and then the Northeast, primarily Maine. But that's melting, and you know what? It's not melting as quick over the last 24 hours on Saturday as it did on Friday because some colder air has pushed in. But there's still some melting, and that will melt pretty quick this week. Now, the Northeast U.S., look how rapidly that's melting. That has warmer temperatures, and we have very rapid snow melt. Now, I said it felt like winter last week. We'll take a look at the departure from normal over the north central U.S. That was 10 to 20 degrees colder than normal. And the coldest temperatures of the week in blue were in single digits and in purple below zero. So while we're waiting for spring, some spots, snow and sub-zero temperatures. Okay, so we're setting the stage for the next system here. We have these dew points in green, higher dew points, 50s and even some 60s, beginning to work their way northward. They've made it as far north as Kansas and Missouri. Rivers, take note of all the red in the Ohio River region, sort of right in this area, right in here, because that's where we're going to get some heavy rain. So even though there will be some flooding concerns, that also could be a beneficial rain because rivers are starting off low. So here's the setup. Here's the system that produced the heavy rain in California. It's pushing onshore. It has pushed onshore. It's gathering here in the southwest and the western U.S., and that's going to be our weather maker this week. You can see it at the upper aloft. There's our low pressure. That's our system. And before it, many areas are having a very pleasant Easter because we have high pressure over us. Now, by the end of the week, that system has passed. It's right here, and high pressure is again building. So once we get a period of cooler air in some areas and some adverse weather in others, it looks like some nice warm weather is setting up to follow next weekend and into week 2. So here you can see the temperatures. I guess I wanted to sort of point out as we get into mid-April, many areas are quite mild, including the Northeast U.S., well above normal. And these areas that sort of whiplash here that had the really wintry weather, it's going to go right into spring. Okay, so like I said, here's our weather maker this week, a wide variety of weather impacts. Let's take a look at the rain. And some heavy rain in this area right in here. And like I said, rivers are running below normal. Soils are starting off dry. That said, 2 to 4 inches of rain, especially over the Appalachians. You know, whenever you get heavy rain over the Appalachians, that's when you get that flash flood threat. So keep that in mind. But a soaking rain in that area. And also some snow in spots. You can see where we have some snow, generally lighter snow except at higher elevations. Now we take a look at week 2 here. I wanted to show you here, actually, even in the 6 to 10 day, how fast it warms up. And we get in a pattern where the western U.S. is colder than normal and the eastern U.S. looks milder than normal, especially the Great Lakes. Look at this region up here, well above normal, and maybe a better chance of rain as well. Now, I talked about the weather threats, so let's go over that. First of all, severe storm threats today, tomorrow. Right now, there's a level 3 enhanced risk in that area of sort of the brown. And then day 3, so this is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, risk of severe storms, risk of flooding in the area of heaviest rain, and a wildfire risk due to continuing warm weather, wet, dry weather, and windy weather. So again, hope you're having a great Easter day. Active weather week this week with active multiple impacts. Have a great week. Take care.